Hey again, guys. I want to talk about the laws of nature. Not every law of nature, but these two basic laws that are used almost everywhere. Um, Mainly the law of attraction and the law of sowing and reaping. Um, Most philosophers and religious people who have written a lot of texts and that I've read, I don't know about other ones. Um, they seem to understand with the law of attraction goes beyond imagination. The law of attraction is not something we can use as in nature, like magnets and stuff, and be like opposite attracts and stuff. No, we're not talking about that. But we're talking about a law of attraction as a way of attaining success, joy, and happiness in your life. And to get these three things, you really need to be fully conscious of your own mind and what you think on your own mind and what you give to other people. Because it is very important on how you present yourself to other people, because we usually just disregard this thing and just do and neglect things. We just be ourselves. We just lying to ourselves, telling ourselves that we are ourselves, when actually we wouldn't like that when it comes back to us. For example, you always come to people and you always selling stuff to them. You always selling stuff to them, and they come back to you. They're selling stuff. You don't like the fact that people are selling stuff to you now, but when you are selling stuff, you were telling yourself that this is you and this is your reality and this is who you are. But when people are selling stuff to you, you don't like it. And this other person might be giving things to other people, and most people who comes to him are people who are giving back, because he normally gives out and then people gives back to him. And there's a person who's always on the hustle. Everybody knows him as a hustler, him or her as a hustler, but they do not ever change in life. They are always the top number one hustlers you can ever get whenever you're looking for a hustler in a township or wherever you're looking. And then you find there's this one person who's just chilled, who has actually adapted mentally with this is the situation they're in, and they're gonna be like that forever, and they're just gonna be facing whatever comes to them, and they're living day to day, when other people are actually having plans of years to come, and they're actually working day to day to make sure they come to that. And the amount of work you put in is the amount of success you're gonna get on the outside. The amount of hatred you give to people is the amount of anger you're gonna get from people. The amount of love you give to people is the amount of kindness you're gonna receive from people. So you can't judge people who actually that you can't judge people when they treat you in a certain way and just say, "What's about the medical school don't like me, about the Teben don't like me, about the Newcastle don't like me, about the chosen me, that's why I'm gonna go back home and stuff." It's because of how you treated them. They never knew you when you came to Josie. They never knew you when you came to Teben. You go to church, they don't know you. It's your first time in church, but whenever you get there, you're saying people don't like you. How do they treat you in that way? What is it that is in you that they don't like? Nothing. One thing that happens about this thing of law of attraction is that it actually first happens inside your head. Okay, I usually point your head when I'm talking about the mind, but that's really not the case. But yeah, we can never point thoughts and feelings where they are. But yeah, we can just say thought their head, because this is where they meet actually and connect to your body. But yeah, that's not the main point. What I'm trying to say here is that there's an internal law of attraction and an external law of attraction. And there's an internal law of reaping and of sowing and reaping, and there's also an external law of sowing and reaping. For example, let me start with external laws. as I said, Uguti, the amount of energy you give to people is the amount of energy you get back. The type of energy you give to people is the type of energy you're gonna get back. The way you communicate with your face, besides your language, but your body language to them is gonna be the same to you. Even though they tell you they love you, they're gonna give you those nasty looks, and then you're gonna actually conclude that they hate you, but without realizing that these are actually mirrors of what is happening, of what you're actually doing, actually. And then with the laws of reaping and sowing, you can actually see people planting certain things and then getting them, doing hard work in front of you and then receiving success. You can see people studying and then passing. Like those are laws, basic laws that are so simple, that happens each and every day. The amount of energy you put in something is the amount of success you're gonna get at the end of the day. It's the amount of work done you're gonna get. So each and every day, if you work less, you know good the work done at the end of the day is gonna be less, and you know good chances of reaching your targets at a certain period of time that you estimated, that was pre-estimated, is not realistic at the end of the day, because you're not really putting the same amount that you predicted you wanna do. So let's come to the internal things now, because internally on your own mind, you have your own thoughts, your own feelings that are fighting each other. You are in a parallel universe yourself. When you are living day to day trying to face reality with all its negativity, and there is this part of you that is pushing you and down and telling you which one you are nothing. Yeah, people don't like you. You will never make it, and you don't like that person. Like it's the first time you seeing them, and suddenly you don't like them. For example, I see Tabolanga, Tabolanga is watching. I don't know Tabolanga, and suddenly I don't like the fact that I'm being watched by Tabolanga, and suddenly Tabolanga says that's so true. And Tabolanga, thank you, my man. That alone is a positive energy you're giving me. And to me, you'll forever be this positive person who understands me. And you see what I'm trying to say with you when I say the amount of energy you give to people, the way you treat them, the way you treat them, is very important. But what is important before you even do that is the amount of thoughts and feelings. Let me not say amount, but the type of thoughts and feelings you are having in your own head. You can never lie to yourself and you tell yourself that you're okay. Just be okay. Deal with the fact that life doesn't give a fuck. Life don't care about you. The whole world is not about you. The only thing that is making you suffer so much is that you are you, and you like having everything to yourself, and you like having power to other people whom you can never control, because you can never control one's mind, but you can control the external, but you can never control their minds. And you can control their actions and their behavior, but you can never control their thoughts and feelings. You never know how they feel and how they think. You will never guarantee that. Sometimes you get disappointed when you try to hurt other people, but they don't get hurt. And sometimes you're trying to make other people happy, but they don't become happy. So it's because you can never predict how people think. But guys, honesty is the key, and honesty is revolution itself. And honesty is the only thing. Honesty to yourself is the only thing that can make you be honest to another person, and being honest to another person is the only thing that can make you understand other people, because the type of and things and mindset you put to people, you being honest to them makes them see how honest you are. Some might misuse it, and some might be honest back to you, but do not care about people who might misuse it, because you know really people, that's how people are. This is just how people are, and you can never change that. But at the end of the day, as I finish now, be careful of the laws of power, the laws of attraction, the laws of sowing and reaping. Because at the end of the day, life is not about you, and order is allowed. Disorder is allowed for the sake of order. Your negative thoughts may harm you, but you doing something else that is bad to someone else might change their whole life. They might resist against that pain and prove how strong they are, and be successful more than ever you could have imagined. So be careful of the energy you give people. Be careful of the image you're giving Be careful of the light you're actually shining on them, because when it comes back to you, it seems as a bad image, but at the end of the day, that's really who you are. You get surprised when you see people who are loved by everybody else. You get surprised when you see people who are just hated by everybody else, but to you they've been good. It's because they decided to treat people differently. Be honest to yourself so that you can be honest to everybody and be the same person to everyone. Being the same person to everyone actually makes them love you or hate you, but everybody will treat you the same way, instead of you treating other people differently, not understanding that they will treat you differently when it comes back to you at the end of the day. So you would have a group that you love and have a group that you hate, but at the end of the day, you are the one who planted all that energy, and now it's coming back to you. Ciao. Good night.